there are some prerequisites to become a professional astrologer. You have to chant the mantras which I've given you every day. Okay, you can use your God's name, your belief, but you have to practice those righteous attitude and become a follower of God, of that divine power through which you will invoke the powers on your subconscious mind and your conscious energies to start helping people and become a healer. You have to read the Panchang every day. Panchang is the daily planetary position. Panchang means the 5 elements, and we'll cover that also. Where you read it, how you read it, which software you need to read it. This is the daily planet position and the moon's nakshatra and Rahu Kalam. These are the 3 things you need to know no matter what every day. When you wake up, first thing you need to read this. You have to know where the moon is today. Moon cycles 15 days from 0 to 15. And then on the 15th day, we have the full moon. And from 15th day, from the full moon till the next 28 day, next 14 days. So 14 days, 0 to 14 days is full moon, and 0 and 14 days to another 14 days becomes the new moon, right? So the cycle of the moon needs to be read every day as a professional astrologer. And I show you in my software how it's very easy. It's just a 1-step formula. But that helps you enormously to stay connected with the planets. So I'm showing my screen again with you where I'm going to show you my Jagannathora software. So this is Jagannathora. So let's say you come here, you have installed it, you say new. The new will create a new chart of your city. Where are you? I'm in Edmonton right now. So here is what I do. I go to miscellany. And this Pachanga, this tab right here, and you see it is showing me everything about today, October 1st, 2020. And I will teach you how to read it. The first thing you need to know it, what is the Tithi? A Tithi is the lunar date. It's not a English date like today's 1st or 2nd or 3rd. It is the lunar date. Purnamasya means today is full moon. This is a Sanskrit name of full moon. It will happen at 3:05 p.m. in Edmonton, where I'm staying. Moon is in the nakshatra of Uttarabharata till 6:15. And then there are so many other things, but one most highlighted is the Rahu Kalam. This is the time when you do not do anything, any initiative of new task. Especially if you are doing something related to religious ceremonies, you're trying to travel, you're trying to invest money, you're trying to start something new. And you know that this is where I started the class 5 p.m. because the Rahu Kalam finished at 4:30. And then you see sunrise, sunset, and moon is in Pisces all day. You need to know that where the moon is. Moon is in Pisces. Moon is in 12th zodiac sign, Pisces. So this is the Pachanga. This is the 5 elements. What you need to know is what is the Tithi. Tithi means the date, the lunar date. And I'll teach you how to see the lunar date. What are the names of the lunar dates? That is 1 to 14 and then full moon. And then 14 to 28, then new moon. These are the Tithis. They are based on the degrees of the moon and sun, not based on the astronomical clock, what the Western society has given us, that today is 1, 2nd, 3rd. We don't go with that. And then this is the planet, this is the nakshatra, the star, the constellation where the moon is. You need to know this because this will tell you whether today your day will be good or bad as an astrologer. Okay, and I will teach you how. And then whenever you're doing something, avoid doing anything during this period. Sometimes I don't even read people's chart during this period. And then you need to know where the moon is in what zodiac sign, because that will also help you determine where the energy is sitting for you today. Okay, and I will teach you how. For example, if moon is in the 12th zodiac sign, as we talk, And if I go with my zodiac sign, let's say, I'm just erase it. I'm just giving you some examples here. Moon is in the 12th Pisces zodiac sign. My own zodiac sign is 4. So I'm born under Cancer. So from my ascendant sign, Moon is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 houses away. So 9 is the house of learning and teaching. That's the reason today I'm teaching you. I've started a new class. Because this is me, ascendant. If I show you my chart, so what I normally do is, very easy technique. So don't get confused. I know, it's a new concept for you, Dan, also, but I'm just giving you some of the snapshot, but this is extensively, we will cover it. So I start this from this house. If I make this house, the 4th house is the first house, because this is me. In my natal chart, 4th is my first house. Moon is sitting 9 houses away. And I will teach you how to count the houses and everything. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And my moon is sitting here in my natal chart, in the sign of Gemini, my natal moon is. And today, from my natal moon, my transit moon is 10th house away. So my karma today is linked with teaching. My status today is been glorified because I got new students and I'm teaching today. See, this is today's date and time. It is telling me how my day will be going towards. Any questions?
No, sir.
Diana, are you following?
Yes, sir, I am.
So I'm just showing you how you, when you read where the moon is today, can actually tell you how your day will be. And I will show these techniques on your own charts very soon. Okay? So anyway, so let's continue back to our slides. So again, the prerequisite for, you have to read the Panchang every day. You have to help people and never indulge in any unethical deeds or profession. Never use astrology as a weapon against anyone, and never use astrology for scamming others for your individual financial gains. Worship your God, whomsoever you believe, as per your religion, your beliefs, every day without interruptions. Make it a regular habit. Now, for your protection as an astrologer, because if you're working as a doctor, you will catch the germs and the negativity of your patients. And this is very important. For you to protect yourself, you have to perform charities. Any capacity, anywhere, donations, charities, food bank, helping people in hospital, giving food to hungry, even to animals and pets. If you have pets at home, feed them. If you have pets at your neighbor home, you can feed them. Feeding the birds, feeding the fishes, having an aquarium. They are all very good ways of protecting yourself from the negative energies. You have to worship your God, as I mentioned here, as per your religion and belief every day. And I wear a 5, 7, 9, 13 Rudraksh bracelet, and I will show you what Rudrakshs are. These are the divine protection for astrologer. Even for anybody, like I recommend this to my clients also. But as an astrologer, if you wear this, and Nabila, in your case, if you have any taweez, you can
Yes,
get
sir.
your country or the gods and the prophets you follow, you must wear it as a protection for yourself, right? So for Rudraksh, I don't know if you know about Rudraksh, but I can quickly show you.
Yes, sir.
You must wear something to protect you
Right, sir.
from the evil energies. Otherwise, you will see that you will not be able to sleep at nights. The evil energies will, it's like, your so much goes in your brain when you are seeing 4 or 5 charts a day. So much of negativity, people come with their problems, issues, challenges, and that, causes, disturbance.
Right.
So as an astrologer, you should protect yourself. Just like as a doctor, you wear the mask, you use the gloves, right? So
Right,
that's
sir.
very important. Now, further we go down, I'm going to talk about something about astrology and the karma. So the Vedic astrology is a science which is based on the theory of reincarnation. 100% reincarnation. The law of karma says that what you sow, so shall you reap. And that is very straightforward. Astrology is a science which is governed by the law of karma. Your destiny is all because what you did in your previous life. Swami Paramhansa Yogananda explains in his book Autobiography of a Yogi, which is one of the favorite books I have read, and very spiritual book. Swamiji says that a child is born on the day and that hour when the celestial rays are in the mathematical harmony with the individual karma. Your soul will be born in this world when there's an algorithm, mathematical algorithm. Okay, so there's an algorithm equation. There is mathematical equation which is given to a soul to solve. Unless the soul solve that mathematical equation, it will never get a new birth in this world. And that equation is based on your individual karmas, what you did in the last life. So when this equation is presented to you, what time it is presented to you, this is all governed by the celestial beings. That is the 9 planets, which are the governor of our destiny. So these 9 planets, they are the ministers, the governors of our destiny and fate. They decide, and there's a very strong supernatural algorithm, mathematical algorithm, which is working somewhere in some dimensions or domains, which is very hard for us to humans to understand it, which solves the problem, which sends the problem to us, and we have to solve it to get the next life. And the time of that puzzle given to us is all based on what karma we did and how difficult that puzzle would be. Will we able to ever solve it, or we continue to live in a life without a body? There are many lives in this universe which are living beings with bodies and without bodies. And Diana can talk a lot about it. Am I right, Diana?
Yeah. Yes.
So there are many spirits, many souls, many energies which have conscious energies. They have a consciousness. They can hear us, talk to us, speak to us, but they may or may not have bodies, physical bodies like us. So our birth is relatively all based on the karmas what we have been given in the what we have done in the last life, and whatever the equation given to us, presented to us, is that what decides where our new birth would be. Will I be born again as a human, as an animal, as an insect, or as a god? And what will be my destiny look like? Will I be born in the United States? I'll be born in Africa, born in India, Pakistan, anywhere? Will I be born in certain religion? Everything is based on that equation. So that's why your karmas are most important in the life. And that's what astrology says. Now, the difference between destiny and fate, which is very important for us to understand, and most of my students, they ask me the same question. So what is destiny? Destiny is a cage, just what I'm drawing here. Destiny is a cage, is a box, which is given to you at the time of your birth, again, based on the same mathematical formula. You are going to born as a man or a woman. What family values you will get, which family you will take birth at, who will be your siblings, who will be your parents, who will be your uncle and aunties. Will you be taking birth in a rich family or a poor family or a middle class family? This is all destined, which you cannot change. This is a platform given to you on the basis of previous life karma. Now, I cannot change your parents. I cannot change your physical body. I cannot change your siblings. No astrologer, no person can change it. That's your destiny. But what you do inside the destiny, you are inside this cage. Are you sitting? Are you sleeping? Are you working? Whatever you're doing in this, within the realm of this destiny, is known as your fate, which is 100% in your hands on the basis of the free will and the Karma Yoga Shastra, that free will and your self-efforts can change your fate. For instance, if I take a cow, let's say this is a cow, and I tie the cow with a pillar. So this cow's destiny is this pillar. She is being tied to this pillar throughout her life, for instance. And here are some people who are throwing stones at this cow. Now, to save and protect herself from the stones, she can move here, and go across anywhere she wants. If somebody comes and feed her the fodder, she can come here and eat it. So she's using her self-effort to change her fate. Otherwise, if she stay here and do not move, then all the stone pelters are pelting stone at her and she will get hit by all the stones. She cannot say that, oh my God, this was my destiny and that's the reason I'm getting stones at me. No, her destiny is only to be staying with this pillar. But moving here, left, right, protecting herself, doing anything what she wants to do is within the realm of her own free will. Destiny is just a platform. You get a Toyota Camry or you get a Mercedes Benz. That is all the platform it talks about. You're born in a rich family, poor family, influential family. Yeah, your father is a politician, your mother is a big FBI agent. That's your destiny. You got it. But what you do with that? People still born in a rich and affluent families, they commit suicides. They become alcoholic. They become drug addicts because their free will is not utilizing their platform in a good way. They are doing everything opposite to the platform. Similarly, some people are born in a poor families. Their destiny is very, very, very weak, but they do a lot of hard work to change their fate. So if your destiny is good, your platform is good, and you apply a little bit of efforts, you can change your life miraculously. If your destiny is weak, you then have to apply a lot of hard work to change your fate. That's the whole concept. The platform is given to you. You can use it in any way you want. Let's say you have two farmers. One farmer has a very fertile land, very, very fertile land. And one farmer got a very, very infertile land. So this farmer is a farmer who has a very infertile land in his destiny. And this is a farmer who got a very fertile land in his destiny. Even if this farmer continues to sleep 20 hours a day, and while sleeping, he just spreads some seeds in his land, he will still get a lot of benefits because the land is so fertile that even mere sprinkle of that seeds will turn into gold for him. On the other hand, here's a farmer who got a very, very bad land. This farmer has to go inside his land, dig it, cultivate it, do all the hard work he can possibly do to get at least something to feed himself and his family. You understand? This is the law of karma. This is your destiny. This person has a good destiny without even doing anything. He's still making a lot of getting good results. Whereas other person, despite he's doing 200%, but not being able, just been living with a mere condition of fulfilling his daily needs, and no luxuries. So this is a very important example. You should understand the destiny and fate. Destiny is a platform and fate is in your hand, how you do it. Good destiny and your good free will, good efforts will make you tremendously higher. Bad destiny, a lot of effort, will still be some results, but they will be diminished. And sometimes destiny is very, very weak, but people have so much of courage and willpower and self-efforts that they turn from rags to riches. We have examples of many, many people. Next is the quality of karma. When we talk about the karmas, we need to also know what kind of karmas we have in astrology. And I will show you how to see that within someone's chart as what kind of karmas they're bringing to this life. We have three kinds of karmas, and anybody's chart you can open, you can see these karmas are very, very visibly evident. And I will share the techniques with you when we go into the practical exercises. One is the unforgivable sins. In Sanskrit, we'll call it drida karmas. They are inexcusable mistakes. No astrological remedy works in this scenario. If you see the unforgiving sins in someone's chart, and there's a technique, none of the Shah Lord, Bhukti Lord, Lagna sign, moon receiving any aspects of Jupiter or ninth Lord. So don't get confused here. I will show you the practical example of it. When we talk about the Dasha Lord, Bhukti Lord, maybe some new concepts here, but we'll cover this. So unforgiving sins are the sins which you are very hard to get pardon of. You have to go over this throughout your life, and somewhere in your life you will feel it, that something in your life is terribly wrong. And even though you are being religious, you've been doing spiritual activities, you're doing everything what best you can do, but something is not giving you the right results, something comes and stops you. And that is where the unforgivable sins come to the picture. You go to a spiritual healer, you go to a psychiatrist, you go for a doctor treatment, you come to an astrologer, but nothing, no astrology remedy is working on you. No gemstone, no rudraksh, no mantra, no meditation, no yoga, no medicine, anything working on you. You are just suffering, suffering, and suffering. And that is because of these mistakes you have done. And to highlight it, these mistakes are, the number one is if somebody attempts suicides or committed suicide in the previous life. Murder is also one of the unforgivable sins. Rape is also one of the unforgivable sins. And also disrespecting and killing your guru or your mentor or your father. That is also very, very big unforgivable sins. So these are some of the categories. And I've seen many charts where I see this easily. And I can tell instantly by looking at those people why they're suffering, what they're suffering, and why their suffering is not coming to an end. Now, second is the forgivable sins. These are excusable mistakes, the small mistakes you might have done unintentionally in your previous life. And these are the people who get the maximum benefit from any kind of remedies they perform. Even they do a small charity, they do gemstones, mantras, or worshiping their God as per their belief and their religions, they have been pardoned. There's such a small mistake they have done that they don't have to pay any big price for it. They just get out of that, erode that previous sins or their karmas by living a good life or just by the matter of helping somebody in charities. And the final is the in-between of these two. That is neither forgivable and nor unforgivable sin. That is called drida adrida karma in Sanskrit. And 99%, rather 95% of the charts you will see will come to in this category. So these are the people who have done mistakes which are excusable if excuse is sought. If they understand the mistakes they have done, and astrologers, spiritual healers, guides give them the remedies and they seek the excuse, they will get the excuse. proper astrological remedies work wonders on them. And there's a technique which I will show you the next class, that how we see these kind of karmas when we start the practicals. So they're very important and very, very big concept of astrology, because as an astrologer, you need to understand what kind of karmas a person is bringing in this life. So I'm going to skip the practical, which we'll do tomorrow or the next class. Now we're going to talk about the astrology and the quantum physics. How does they relate together? One of the most important segment, and this is where the science comes into the picture. People ask the question, how does the planets influence us? That's a major question. How does planets affect us? The first thing they need to understand is a human body is full of sensors and receptors in our brain. Even if two people talk, they are sharing their energies. You go into a certain environment, you feel good. You go into a certain environment, you feel depressed. You go at a nice, pious place, like a place of worship, you will find instantly you are charged. Whereas if you go to the negative environments, you will start feeling depressed, that something is evil there. You change the color of your clothes, you see different results. Some colors, some environments makes you happy. Some food makes you happy. Some smells makes you happy. Whereas some makes you very depressed and stressed. Negative energies cause you negativity. Positive energies cause you positivity. So how do those energies work? Because human brain and human body is all full of sensors and receptors, which continuously receive the energies from the external environment. Our environment is full of good and bad energies. Now, quantum tunneling is a term used in quantum physics. So quantum physics is a subatomic particle. Subatomic particle means atom, electrons, neutrons, and protons. What we see in the classic physics is very, very different than the quantum physics. How electron, protons, and neutrons work at the subatomic level is very different than we see in our regular physics or regular life. Why atom? Because everything is at atom. You are an atom, I am an atom. Everything in this world which is made of atom. Because from atom, the molecules are built. And this computer screen where I'm drawing is also an atom, made of certain molecules. My physical body is atom. You are atoms. So all the entities of this world, living, non-living, are made of atoms. So quantum tunneling is how the planets affect us by sending cosmic rays penetrating through the Earth's environment. Quantum tunneling is a phenomena in quantum physics where it talks about that how the cosmic rays or the energies from the cosmos can enter our Earth's atmosphere from billions of light years away. And that quantum tunneling is a phenomena which is being received by our brain neurons and our electrons to affect our life. Second is interference pattern. One wave colliding with another changes the overall pattern of the waves. And we will talk about it extensively when we talk about the nakshatras. Nakshatras are the 27 constellations, and each planet in your chart is sitting in one of those nakshatras. And it's similar to if you have a torch in your hand, this light, the torch has a yellow light, a yellow beam. But if I put a reflector of red color in front of it, the light will convert into red color. So torch is a planet which is sending rays to you, and this reflector is a nakshatra where the planet is sitting. And that nakshatra will change the complete pattern. The results, what we are going to predict for our clients. And that is where the interference patterns come to the picture. Similarly, if you take a small stone in your hand and drop it into the ocean of water, the stone will create waves into the water. And let's say there's already a big stone inside, a big rock inside the lake. When these waves will collide with this stone, with this big rock, the pattern of the waves will change. And that is what the interference pattern of quantum physics is. And this is what we use to say that the planet always gives results of its nakshatra, where it sits in. And that is the first fundamental rule of our predictive astrology, which we'll cover when we talk about the rules of predictive astrology. Does it make sense so far?
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Any questions?
I do. I have one question.
Sure.
The unforgivable sins. We were told that if someone was to take the life of a person who's about to attain enlightenment, is that on that level, the unforgivable, or is that a different level altogether? I mean,
If somebody has a consent, right? I mean, this is a very deep topic and that's a very good question, Dinah. So there are two things. You're killing someone with your conscious energies, and that person is not expecting it. You're creating a huge karmic debt of killing someone, and that person is not allowing you to do that. But on the second side, if somebody wants to get moksha, he wants to attain salvation, and he is suffering in this life due to some diseases, problems, issues, challenges, and there's no room for him to get out of his problem. And consciously you're not killing that person, you are just allowing him to liberate, to get away from his suffering. So what is the contract between your conscious energies versus his or her conscious energies? That decides whether it's a sin or not a sin. Are you helping someone, or that you're just carrying over a debt of killing someone? Right? Like sometimes I've seen doctors have to pull the plugs because people are suffering. And they think it's a mutual contract where somebody, instead of being suffering, we just pull the plug and help them liberate, get away from the suffering. And if the conscious energies on both the sides are on the same page, then I would say that he or she was destined to be liberated in this way, that someone will come and pull the plug.
Right.
Make sense?
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you. So then there's a double slit experiment, and here's a reference here which I want you to watch whenever you get free after this class. So double slit experiment in quantum physics tells us that the light is a wave, and the light, that means electrons, is a particle also. So particle is dot, wave is this. When you use a beam of light, this is a beam of light coming from some device which exhibits the beam of light, the rays, and the light is electrons. These are electrons. When the beam of light is being sent, the light is always a wave. And nobody knows where the particle is. Here, 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 nobody knows. It's a function, wavelength. But if we put a camera here, somewhere on the top, which is observing these electrons, there's a device, a camera, to observe the electrons. If we place that camera to observe that electrons, the electrons, instead of acting as a wave, they act as a particles, like this. So what converts that wave into particles? How do the electrons know that somebody is watching them? So this experiment, which is here, the link by one of the physicists, He has explained very clearly that the scientists use a beam of light to push through a split. There were two splits of windows. So the light is hitting the split and creating a pattern of waves here. And then what they did is, to extend this experiment, they placed a camera here on the top to watch the electrons. So there's a camera here. So the moment they turn on the camera, and the camera plug was here somewhere in the plug socket. So when they turn on this camera, the light coming from these two slits acted as the particle. So to extend the experiment, they thought, let's confuse electrons. They unplug the camera while the camera is still here. They just unplug it, knowing that electrons will never know that we have unplugged it. And let's see what they show us. And you know what? Electrons shows the pattern of waves again. Electrons knew there is a camera, but which is switched off. And here's a complete experiment. What made electrons know that there's a camera watching them or not watching them means electrons has a conscious energies. They know what is going around them. And when they are being observed, they act as a particle. When they are not observed, they act as a wave. Similarly, in astrology, everything is probability curve unless you start observing your life. All the yogis, all the meditation, all the astrologers, all they are doing is making you live mindful. Mindful means observe your actions, observe your environment, observe yourself, so that we can break the probability curve and move your life as a particle of binary true or false. It's a very deep science. And I want you to read this, watch this video to understand what I'm trying to tell you here. That if you observe your life, you are living a life in a particle state. If you don't observe your life, then you're living in a probability curve. You drive a car, there's a probability, equal probability of you reaching your destination or meeting an accident. But if you observe it, you sit in your car and say, hey, I'm going to reach in my destination in 30 minutes. That will happen because your probability of wavelength is. So that's why the quantum physics and astrology are same. The scientists, sage prashara, mathematicians, they knew it, how the atoms, the electrons work, and we human souls, human bodies are all made of atoms and electrons. Now there's a theory of entanglement also, which is very interesting. Entanglement is what Einstein, the greatest physicist of this time, as a spooky action at a distance. It is a phenomena by which one particle can effectively know something about another particle instantaneously, even if those particles are separated by great distance. So in other words, if I take a dice, okay, if I take a dice, and let's make it even simpler. Let's take a coin. Coin has only two probabilities, head or tails. I entangle them. I combine those two coins, entangle them into one. I entangle the two coins into one, and then I take this part of this entangled coin to a different universe, billions of light away, and this remains with me in the planet Earth. They have no way to communicate together. These two coins, which are entangled, means connected together. I have removed that connection. They are still entangled by the physical science. And I take one of the coins in this universe and the other remains with me. The moment I see the coin at my hand, which shows head or tail, let's say it shows head, no matter what, the other coin will have a tail. So the moment I see the result of one coin, the other coin will give me the opposite result 200%. without these two have any ability to communicate together. So that is the theory of entanglement. Like two objects, when they are connected, entangled, observing one result means the other one will always have an opposite result. And this was also been shown by Schrodinger's cat experiment. And I want you to go over this video also, which is very well described, where he put a cat, a living cat, into a box with a bomb inside. And let's say if these two cats are entangled, there's another cat with a box inside, with a bomb inside. Now there are only two outcomes of this, as per this theorem, that either the cat came out of the box alive, or the cat came out of the box dead. So these two possibilities are called superposition. That what could be the probability of cat living alive with a bomb inside a box, or she actually pressed the button and triggered the bomb and she died. So these two states are together, existing in the same place, same time. And that is called the theory of parallel universe. That we are living in a parallel universe where Nabila, you have your own identity living somewhere else. Diana, you have somebody like you living in some universe. I have somebody living in somebody like me, Mohnish, in some other universe. If I observe my pattern, then the person who is living in a different universe will get the opposite result. Let's say, God forbid, and you get sick, and you are having a probability of even being dying or coming back to home physically fit. If you are coming back healthy, that means a person of you in a different world, he has died. If you are dying here, then somebody in the parallel universe has been able to come back to home. So your situation will be the opposite situation of your entangled particle. And this is what we do in astrology, to tell people to observe their actions and their efforts. When we give them the remedies, we are actually bringing that probability curve and conviction in their mind that they will come back healthy and heartily if they get sick or if they are getting into problem. What happens is that conviction helps them live in the particle state of that they will come back happy and healthy. And somebody who is in the parallel universe will die, not them. So these are the rules of quantum physics, which are totally tied in the world of astrology. Why the astrology remedies work? Quantum tunneling, when we put a gemstone to somebody's, the crystals, what you use, Diana, the quantum tunneling, the cosmic energies are being received by those crystals and gemstones and help people change their thought process, their neurons and their environment. Interference pattern, the planet will always give results of the nakshatras, and we'll go over the prediction how we use this science in predictive manner. Double slit experiment shows that don't observe your life, you're living in a probability curve. If you observe your actions and being mindful, you're living in a world of particles, true or false. Theory of entanglement says that we have a parallel universe. If you remain in the conviction that you will be all right, you will be good, then the other part of you entangled will get into problem. If you are winning a lottery, he or she is losing the lottery. If you are losing the lottery, somewhere in the universe of your identity is winning the lottery. Because these two things are, so how planets work with you, they decide the future of your entangled person first. And they give you the bad results here, if somebody is going through the bad results. We need to use the power and energy to change the effects of the planets. Let's say there's a planet here, which is exhibiting its influence on yourself and your entangled particle also. And this person is winning and you're losing. He's your same identity in the parallel universe. Now we need to apply a force back to the planet to tell, hey, you observe me first so that this is opposite of me. I want you to give me and take away from this person. And how you do that? When we do the mantra chantings, when we purify the energy, when we do the gemstones, Rudraksh, we are applying the equal force back to the planets. Planets are very, very heavy bodies. It's very difficult for us as a human beings to apply a force against planets. But we can use it using the encrypted Vedic mantras to change our brain neurons to push the planets back. And also wearing gemstones, Rudraksh, tavis, or other objects or the crystals to increase our influence over the planet so that the other half of us, which is entangled, he should be the loser and we should be the winner. So that's the whole concept behind it. It will get clear to you as we go into practicals when we talk about how I gave remedies to others and how we treat people through our astrological remedies. Any question here? You guys very quiet.
It's okay.
Well, you're a good guru. You're a great guru.
Does it make all sense what I'm telling you right now?
Indeed it does.
Thank you. I'm sure these things you will not find in any books. This is my individual research also, and my spending 20 years in astrology to give me this insight, enlightenment that how astrology works at the subatomic level, and we are all atoms. We are all made of atoms. And
This
that's
is a
how
different style, sir.
Say it again.
I mean, this is a different style of astrology. I mean, totally different style.
And this is you need to learn. This is
Yeah.
the first foundation thing you need to know that how astrology works, right?
Yes.